We all know we should do it, but less than 13% of us actually prepare our singing voice for use with a well-structured and intentional warm-up. That means that the vast majority of singers are missing out on the short and long-term benefits that a vocal warm-up provides. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a 3-phase warm-up that will prepare your voice to sing at its very best each and every time you step onto stage.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
Hey there, my name is Dr. Dan and welcome to Voice Essentials, the channel dedicated to developing your voice and improving your sound. Now, I think each and every one of us intuitively knows that we should prepare the voice for singing with a good 15 to 20 minute vocal warm-up. Well, it's one thing to know it, it's another thing entirely to actually do it. If we're perfectly honest with ourselves, most of us skip the vocal warm-up because, well, it's boring and tedious. Who doesn't want to get straight to the fun stuff? Well, singing songs is fun. It's the reason most of us got into the singing thing in the first place. But I'd venture to say that singing songs is only fun when you feel confident that your voice is going to perform to its absolute optimum. And here's the catch-22. Your voice can only perform to its fullest potential when it's been correctly warmed and prepared for use. And the only way you can do that is to employ a structured 15 to 20 minute warm-up each and every time you sing.
Sound check.
Now, when I say each and every time you sing, that includes your vocal practice as well as performance. Today, we're only going to be looking at a vocal warm-up strategy for pre-performance, but you should always prepare your voice for use prior to a full workout also. Now, if you're clever with your technical workouts, you should be able to design a practice regime that exercises the voice while simultaneously warming it up for the practice of your repertoire. Now, as I stated at the commencement of today's video, the warm-up I'm going to be taking you through is divided into 3 phases: at home, pre-sound check, and during sound check. Now, at the mention of the sound check, some of you are already patting yourselves on the back. Not too fast. You'll notice that the during sound check is the 3rd and final phase, and possibly the least important section of the warm-up strategy. So don't turn this video off just yet, because if all you're doing for a vocal warm-up is singing through your songs during sound check, you're probably doing your voice a great disservice. More about that later. For now, let's start at the beginning. I call the first phase at home because that's where I want you to commence your pre-performance warm-up. More specifically, I want you to do your warm-up in the shower. This first phase provides us with an opportunity to zone in on the voice and ascertain its general well-being. A hot, steamy shower is perfect for this phase because the warm, moist air is the perfect conditions in which to get the voice moving. Add to this the wonderful acoustics of most showers and you have the ideal environment to start stretching your voice. Now, but when I say stretch, I really only mean exercising the voice over the space of about an octave. To start, I want you to do this on a light forward-placed hum that travels the range of a fifth. It'll sound something like this. And when you're doing it in the privacy of your own shower, you'll start in your lower register, move up to about the range of an octave, and then move down again. And when you've done this through once, take note of how your voice feels. This first phase is all about checking in with the condition of your voice. Now, at times, you're going to do the hum and you're going to immediately know that your voice is not at its best. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you should cancel your gig, but it does mean you can proceed with caution and adjust your expectations of what the voice might be capable of over the coming few hours. And now that you've got a good handle on the condition of your voice, do the hum activity again, but add an open vowel so that it becomes a double 5-note scale. Again, only do this over an octave. With the completion of your shower comes the completion of phase 1. So, let's get on to the gig.
Sound check.
I can't tell you the amount of videos here on YouTube that recommend doing your vocal warm-ups in the car on the way to your gig. Unfortunately, your car is possibly the worst place you can do a vocal warm-up. Not only are you seated with very little access to full body support, but the surrounding audible landscape of the vehicle is way too loud to be a positive environment for good singing. Sorry, you have to wait until you arrive at the gig venue before starting phase 2, the pre-sound check. Now, before going any further, let me just say that there is no magic group of singing exercises for the warming up of one's voice. The magic is simply found in the doing. So as I walk you through the next few exercises, understand that you can interchange them with other activities as long as they work the voice in a similar way. So once you've arrived at the venue and you've helped bump in the gear, yes singers, you should be lugging gear just like the rest of the band. Find yourself a relatively quiet spot to do phase 2 of your warm-up. More often than not, that will be a car park or a toilet stall, and if you're really lucky, a green room. Phase 2 picks up where phase 1 left off. Start with a light forward placed hum, singing over the range of an octave. Now, just to mix things up a bit, try using different vowels after the hum. For example, you might like to start with an R vowel and then repeat the same activity using an E vowel. So it might sound a little bit like this. Me, With each new vowel, try extending the range by a tone or two. Once you start to feel the voice starting to warm, try working some focus into your tone. We'll do this using a 3-note scale with an NG sound. Have a listen. Sing, sing. The NG activity should allow your voice to start singing a little higher. So start stretching the voice out over an octave and a half. As we continue, remember to monitor the condition of your voice via the physical sensations of your singing. And now that we're singing over an octave and a half, I want you to start doing a lip bubble over a 9-note scale. It'll sound like this. The lip bubble should allow the voice to start singing towards 2 octaves. Notice that we're slowly but surely extending the range with the introduction of each new exercise. Don't rush this process. Phase 2 of your warm-up strategy should take between 15 to 20 minutes, so take your time. This can't be rushed.
Sound check.
Okay, now we're singing over 2 full octaves. The final step of phase 2 is to do some sirens. Some singing teachers advocate for sirens as a one-stop shop warm-up. I don't agree. Don't get me wrong, sirens are excellent, but they should always be done at the end of a warm-up. Why? Well, what does a siren do? It stretches your vocal muscles out through their entire range. What shouldn't you do to cold muscle? That's right. You shouldn't stretch it out straight away. We want the muscles to be activated with blood flow and warmth first before stretching it right out. Now, I've got a fun siren for you to do at the end of phase 2. Have a listen. Sing. Notice that each of the 3 sirens on NG travel higher than the previous one. The first sits in your lower register. The second travels through the mid-voice transition into the upper register and back again. And then the third travels the full length of your vocal range by starting in your lower register, moving through the upper register and up into the flute and falsetto registers and back again. To get the full benefit of the sirens, you should repeat this activity 4 to 5 times to complete phase 2. And now your voice is ready to sing songs, which is a good thing because phase 3 of our warm-up strategy is conducted during sound check. And the beauty of having warmed up your voice for sound check is you're able to sing with good performance levels, which in turn helps your sound engineer to get the very best mix for the showtime. Trust me when I say that your sound engineer is going to love the new disciplined singer you've become. Be careful here. Sound check is not the time to throw caution to the wind and sing your voice into the ground. No, if there is one word that sums up phase 3, it is discipline. Why sing your heart out during sound check when no one is there to hear it? So as you sing through some of your tunes for sound check, by all means, sing with a performance level voicing, but don't over sing. Remember, the gig is yet to come. Everyone, I hope this process of a 3-phase warm-up is helpful to you. This is exactly how I prepare my voice for a gig, and I've done so for the past 25 years or so. Sure, at times it's boring and tedious, but at least I know my voice will be ready and able to last the distance of my performance. As always, I'm keen to hear how you go about preparing your voice for performance. Leave me a comment telling us all here at Voice Essentials which exercises you use to warm up your singing voice. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. I post videos like this one every Tuesday and Thursday, so if you're looking for more videos about learning to sing, then why not check out my channel and subscribe. Until I see you in the next Voice Essentials video, I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.